Hello. Hello, I'm Adana. My channel is Adana Knows Best. This is my intro video. I wanted to make an intro video for YouTube to kind of let everyone know who I am, where I am in my life, give some background information, things like that. I really like intro videos. I watch all the intro videos on everyone that I subscribe to. I like learning that little bit of personal stuff that you might not otherwise get. It really gives me insight to maybe the way someone practices their religion or why they do the things they do. So that's my goal for here. Oh, speaking of goal, my goal for even making a YouTube channel is pretty much to get out there with the pagan, spiritual, Wiccan type community. I don't really know anyone who has similar or the same beliefs that I do. Just about everyone that I know is either atheist, agnostic, or a devout Christian. Yeah. So, I don't mind those people. It doesn't really bother me what religion they follow. What does bother me is that sometimes I feel like I can't be completely honest, because if I know that they're not going to take it well, then I just don't go there. They ask me a direct question about what I believe, I'll tell them, but I don't necessarily tell them that I'm a pagan. I don't necessarily tell them that I practice magic. I don't necessarily tell them, my beliefs about the elements or anything like that. I kind of sugarcoat it, and I'm kind of vague with that, so it would be nice to get myself out there into the community, and plus right now I don't really have a job. I don't really know anyone in the area. There's not too many people to know. This area is almost completely abandoned in my opinion. I mean, most of the houses on this street and the surrounding streets are empty. Most of the houses are up for sale. So, not too many people living around here, especially around my age. I happen to be 25. I'm an Aries. I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, and moved from there to the Madison area, Lake County, to Parma, which is pretty close to Cleveland. And I didn't know that at the time, but everyone who used to live in Cleveland kind of moved to Parma. So, yeah. And then from Parma, I moved to Akron, where I am now. Right now, I live with my boyfriend and his father in his father's house. Not too thrilled about that. I really like living on my own. I had 2 apartments before I lived here. I had 2 jobs that I was working. I worked at Kohl's as a cashier, and I worked at the gas station as a cashier, but the cashiers at the gas station had to do all the other stuff too. We had to clean and pump gas for the old people who couldn't do it, and all kinds of stuff, stocking and all that. My time on my own in my 2 apartments was spent over a year and a half, and during that time I lost 100 pounds. I went out there, I was a little over 350, don't know the exact number, but I know I was over 350, and by the time I moved out here I was down to 250, and I was really proud of that fact. I mean, I can't believe I let myself get quite that big. And being here with no job right now, where I have been for the last year, kind of stuck in a limbo, I actually gained about 50 of that pounds back. And I'm really disappointed in myself over that. I really wanted to keep up my activity level, but I'm lazy at heart. I'll admit it. I don't want to work out. I don't like to be sore. I don't particularly like to sweat. I don't like to be overheated. So I've come up with a plan. I was doing yoga, and yoga helped a lot. It at least helped me keep at a steady level, if not losing. But I'm going to start doing yoga again. I was sick there, so I couldn't actually do the yoga. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't take the deep breaths. Way too congested. That's starting to go away. I'm getting over that little cold. Still sneezing. Still kind of a little bit congested, but not really. Once that clears up enough for me to do deep breathing consistently when I'm warm and moving around, without hacking up a lung or anything, then I'll start my yoga routine. Which I'm not really one for routines, but I don't like them, but I do know that they serve a purpose. Once I get in the habit of getting up and doing yoga every day, I'll be fine. I really will. I've done this before, and I know it works, so the hardest part is just getting up and doing it, because there are so many other things I would rather be doing. I'm a big internet person. I love YouTube. I love to role play, which is basically collaborative writing with other people who want to play out a story with characters that they make. Love doing that. That's time consuming. I can spend 12 hours just doing that. My back will hurt from the chair. The chair's not very comfortable, but it's one of the things I like to do. I also like to play computer games, stuff like The Sims 2 and The Sims 3 and Civilization 5. And I love to watch documentaries. I love documentaries. I love research. I love watching TV in general and movies. All these things are very sedentary. To make it worse, I actually really do like to cook. I don't cook for myself. I cook for other people. If I don't have anyone to cook for, I'm probably going to sit down with cereal or at the most ramen or something microwavable, which is not healthy. And that is also something that I've been really trying to work on. I want to go, not on a diet. Diets don't work. I know this. I've been on so many diets. They've always failed. So my way of dealing with that is to make small replacements gradually. For example, I don't eat white bread if I can help it. If they have wheat, then, I will eat wheat. If they have whole grain, which is the next step up above wheat, then I'll try that. Another thing is, just to cut down on the meat size portions and have more vegetables instead. More fresh vegetables, which can be expensive, especially when you have to cook for two and your other half or the person you're cooking for is very picky. For example, my boyfriend only eats corn, green beans, potatoes, onions, and peas. He will not eat another vegetable. Those are the five. Those are it. So anything that I get other than that is for me. And since he's paying for it, he doesn't always like to splurge for the squash. He won't even touch squash. He's never had it. Won't touch it. Won't touch eggplant. Stays far away from tofu. I actually want to try tofu. I want to try tofu, all kinds of different gourds and pumpkins and squash. I would like to try all that. I really would. But it's difficult when you have someone over there to the side saying, I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want to pay for that, blah, 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 blah. And since he's the one making the money, he's kind of calling most of the shots there. Every now and then I'll be able to sneak something in, but it's not very often. And another thing that I've been working on is just my sugar intake. I drink a lot of pop. I need to stop drinking pop. I want to replace that with tea, but even with tea I drink a lot of sugar, so I need to really start drinking more water in general, things like that. So I just want to be healthier. I want to lose this weight that I gained back and hopefully continue to lose the weight. I don't want to be skinny. I just want to be a little bit on the healthier side. My ideal weight, I don't really have one. My ideal size, I do have. My ideal size is I would like to be a 12. That's my dream size, which is big to some people. It's like a 1X or extra large or something. But last time I was a 12, I think I was actually 12 years old. So I've always been overweight my entire life. My weight actually has a lot to do with emotional eating and things like that, and just didn't help that when I was a kid and my mom was just aggravated and didn't want to deal with me, and my dad and my step-parents, whatever, they would just shove food over to me. Eat this. It was the only time I was freaking quiet and left them alone, was when I was eating. So they just shoved, ramen or fish sticks or mac and cheese or Hot Pockets and pizza rolls and that sort of thing. Shove it right over there in front of me. And worst thing you can really do to a kid, get them fat before they even, not good. So that's something I've been struggling with. So, other than that, I really don't know what to go over in the intro video. I think I hit all the major things. No, wait, I didn't. I didn't go over my education. When I was 16, I dropped out of high school. I did re-enroll and I did finish. So, I do have a technical high school degree, not a GED. I went to the Academy of Court Reporting. I wanted to get a degree for a paralegal, to be a paralegal, but that didn't work out due to my ignorance. I was living with my aunt, and the school was in downtown Cleveland where she worked. She ended up getting sick, so I lost my transportation. I couldn't use it as an excuse, though, because the school had given me a check for transportation. My aunt, however, took that check from me because she dropped me off, which, when I look back on it, it is what it is. I think it's unfair, but there's nothing I can do about it now. But she took that check from me, so I didn't have any money. I didn't have a way to get there. I didn't know I was supposed to fill out any paperwork or really do anything other than, just show up later. And then when she was better, a month later, she was in the hospital forever, for a month or maybe a little bit longer, when she was actually able to go back to work. By the time I went back to school, they told me that I couldn't go, that I would have to reapply, and I couldn't get any of the grants or scholarships that I paid back. I'd have to pay it all back before I could reapply for anything else, which just sounds kind of like BS to me. But this is what they told me. And then I found out all this other stuff about them lying to me about accreditation, and that I couldn't, that everything that I learned there, I couldn't transfer over to a different school. It wouldn't transfer. So I felt very disgusted, like I wasted my time, and I stopped going there, and I haven't really been back to school since. What I want to do, I want to own my own store. I don't know what I really want to sell. That changes. One day, I would dream about having a clothing store because I love to shop at clothing stores. Then another day, I would dream about making my own stuff, like lotions and soaps, candles, and selling that sort of thing. It changes according to my mood. The only thing I know for sure is that I want to be my own boss. I want to be self-employed. That is my ultimate goal. I do realize that I have no idea how to run a store. That I probably should go back to school and do something along the lines of business management, just to get the bare basics going. But that is, right now, pretty much impossible because of transportation, me not being able to drive, me being an epileptic, preventing me from actually getting anywhere, and from not really having convenient transportation or the money for transportation, and it's just difficult. But hopefully when we move in the spring, I will be near like an urban area where there's stores and a bus stop and things like that, where I can actually get to other places much easier. Yeah. So, alright. We're already on 12 minutes, so I'm going to cut this short. Thank you for watching me, and hopefully you'll watch my other videos too.